Now that we've experienced a near-perfect live-action adaptation of a beloved video game in HBO's The Last of Us, the door is open for more networks to bring interactive entertainment to mainstream audiences with a little more care than we've seen in the past. And that's exactly what Netflix hopes to do with its upcoming take on another gaming classic, Bioshock. Set in the 1960s, the game sees you traveling to an underwater city called Rapture, built in the 40s by a Howard Hughes-inspired Ayn Randian tycoon as a utopia for free thinkers far from the oppressive oversight of those who suffered from a lack of vision and an excess of morality. Now, the Netflix adaptation is only in pre-production right now, so a lot can change going forward, but there are a few things we know so far. The film will be directed by Francis Lawrence, best known for heading up the entire Hunger Games franchise, except for the first entry that was directed by Gary Ross, including the much-anticipated prequel, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is slated to release this fall. He also directed 2005's cult hit Constantine, starring everyone's favorite Wick, Keanu Reeves, another world Lawrence is returning to with a sequel currently in production, with Keanu reprising his titular role and Peter Stormare returning as Lucifer. On the streaming side, Lawrence directed Netflix's 2022 fantasy adventure Slumberland, starring Aquaman himself, who a lot of people remember from his debut in Baywatch. I loved Baywatch, but I don't remember Jason Momoa being in it at all, despite his appearing in 44 episodes. Probably because he came on towards the end of the series, and I don't think I was watching it at that point. I remember him as Ronan Dex from the highly underrated Stargate Atlantis, which was years before Khal Drogo was a gleam in HBO's eye. As for the screenplay, Bioshock will be written by Michael Green, who scripted big-budget gems like Blade Runner 2049 and Marvel's Logan, while also penning more middling fare like Kenneth Branagh's Death on the Nile and the kinda fun but still not that great Jungle Cruise. The last update we had on the project was that the screenplay is still being written, and at this stage there's no acting talent attached, so all we can rely on for now is the track record of the team involved and their dedication to respecting the source material. Given that studio interference is often to blame for movie mishaps, I'm somewhat optimistic knowing that Netflix will be joined on the production side by Vertigo Entertainment, Take-Two Interactive, and 2K Games. 2K developed Bioshock under its parent company Take-Two, which also owns Rockstar, another studio responsible for massively popular video games like Red Dead Redemption and the Grand Theft Auto series. Meanwhile, Vertigo Entertainment has a hand in a pretty diverse range of critically divisive films, from Don't Worry Darling to 2022's horror sensation Barbarian, as well as more universally praised flicks like The Disaster Artist and Stephen King's It. In my opinion, Vertigo's wheelhouse is horror, and while Bioshock is more atmospheric action than spooks, there's definitely an underlying horror element to it. All of that, coupled with Lawrence's love of the game and his claims that he's been given a lot of creative freedom, makes me hopeful that Netflix will do Bioshock justice. They've already proven they can manage a decent adaptation with The Witcher, though that's a horse of a different color since the Witcher games were based on books, while Bioshock is an original standalone narrative, not to mention that a series allows for more breathing room in pacing, world building, and characterization than film. So their episodic adaptations have been fine, minus that Resident Evil catastrophe, but their success with a live-action movie remains to be seen. And Bioshock won't be the last time it is, since Netflix has its sights set on a few video game adaptations, including Gears of War. It should be noted that this isn't the first time someone planned to bring Bioshock to the big screen. Universal snatched up the rights shortly after the game's release back in 2008, brought in Gore Verbinski to direct and John Logan to write, then scrapped the project a few weeks before it went into production. But this is stream come true, not Hollywood come true. I only cover it if it's streaming, and I can't wait to see how Bioshock turns out when it is. So let me know in the comments if you played Bioshock, and if you'd like to see Netflix add new content and characters to the film, or to stick as closely as they can to the original. As always, my goal at Stream Come True is to share my passion for storytelling and encourage you to dive into all of the amazing and not so amazing content streaming near you. So if you want to watch or learn about anything I covered, the links are in the box. Thanks so much for watching, like the video on your way out, and I'll see you in Rapture.